The Ink and Paint Club podcast is intended for mature audiences. I know we're usually talking about kids' cartoons and stuff, but there's going to be naughty language. Anyway, listener discretion is advised.
You're listening to the Ink and Paint Club podcast, your weekly home for animation reviews and discussions.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to a very spooky episode of the Ink and Paint Club podcast. Because it's October and Halloween times and all that good stuff. Anyway, I'm your host, JD, and Kyle's here.
It's me.
It sure is. So, yeah, it's Halloween-ish, almost. It'll be Halloween at the end of the month. So this month, during October, we're going to be reviewing and talking about a bunch of scary, spooky, animated stuff. And there's not going to be a creepypasta episode this year, so just putting that out there.
Thank Christ.
So, to get us started off this week, we're going to be reviewing a movie that I was actually kind of surprised that I'd never seen before. So we're going to be talking about Wallace and Gromit, Curse of the Were-Rabbit.
Yes.
Yeah. So if for somehow you're unfamiliar with Wallace and Gromit, it's a stop-motion, clay animated series of shorts from Aardman Animation. I like them. They're cute. They're funny ones. I watched the one where they went to the moon to get cheese the other day. That and I hadn't seen it in a while.
I used to watch this in freshman class for animation.
Nice.
They were fun.
Yeah, it's fun, and it's interesting because there's a lot of stop motion animated stuff, especially these days, where they're building like 3D printed heads or the more puppets. But with Aardman, especially with the Wallace and Gromit stuff, it's like clay or whatever material they're using, but you can still see like all the lumps and the thumbprints on all the characters from where they're being animated. I don't know. I've always thought that was a cool touch.
Until they went full CG and flushed away.
That's true. But then they went back to stop motion for this.
And they're going to make Chicken Run 2.
I still don't know how I feel about that. Probably not positively.
Hey, remember that caveman movie that came out earlier this year that nobody fucking saw?
Oh, yeah. We were going to review that, and then I didn't end up going to see it.
Good times.
I'll have to watch that. Yeah, I heard a lot of people say it wasn't very good.
Really?
Yeah.
Surprising.
But I like Aardman. They're cool. I still haven't seen their Christmas movie they made a while back.
The Arthur Christmas?
Yeah, everyone says it's pretty good. I haven't seen it yet.
It doesn't look like their stuff is the thing.
Yeah, it's what throws me off. It's not in like the Nick Park style.
I think I watched like the first half hour of it, and I was like, I don't care.
You like to just be a contrarian, though.
Okay.
But yeah, we're talking about Wallace and Gromit, Curse of the Were-Rabbit, which is the first feature-length Wallace and Gromit thing, because everything else has just been like a 20-minute short.
Yeah.
If that. And this one, like, doesn't really set up much of, like, the background of Wallace and Gromit. It's just, like, they throw you into it. It's like, hey, they're, pest exterminators now. And that's just what they do.
That's the joy of them, though. He's an inventor.
Yeah, and you can just kind of throw him into whatever situation you want, and there you go.
Which is fun.
Yeah.
It's like the best kinds of stories.
But yeah, Wallace is the bumbling inventor, and Gromit is his dog who doesn't talk. Kind of pantomimes everything.
It's just weird because this movie's kind of... It's marketed as a Halloween movie, but it doesn't really come off as a Halloween movie. There's some themes in it, but not quite.
It's only Halloween-y in the sense that it deals with a monster.
Yeah.
But
and there's pumpkins. There's pumpkins, but it's mostly a vegetable growing contest.
Yeah. But, the general conceit of this movie is that Wallace and Gromit are pest exterminators, mostly getting rid of rabbits because the town they live in, they're humanely getting rid of rabbits, which basically means they're housing them in their basement. Because this town is super obsessed with this vegetable growing festival that they have every year.
They're simple townsfolk. It's all they have.
It's true. And yeah, that's kind of just what goes on. And then the whole movie kind of hinges on Wallace just out of nowhere, just, hey, I've got a brainwashing device.
Yeah.
Just out of nowhere, just says, I have this thing. Which, for Wallace and Gromit is not out of place for them, but I just thought that was funny. Just like, fucking pulls out a brainwash device.
It's like, oh yeah, I forgot all about this.
Yeah. And so he's gonna brainwash all the bunnies so that they don't want to wreck up gardens and eat all the vegetables.
Veg bad.
Veg bad. Like, that's the thing. This movie's very British at times.
It's the best, though.
And I was reading a little bit about this yesterday, and I guess when they were trying to get a Wallace and Gromit movie, because this was made by DreamWorks, DreamWorks wanted to, like, Americanize Wallace and Gromit, and Nick Park is just like, no.
That sounds like an awful idea, just from the get-go.
Right? He said they would lose their nostalgic charm if they did that.
Hell yeah. That's so stupid.
Right?
But that's them trying to ruin everything. Like, everybody talks about how Popeye would have been great, and I have to keep reminding people that sounded like a really bad idea, too.
Yeah. I mean, Gendy was heading it up, and that's the only reason I had faith in it. But yeah, Kyle, what did you think of this movie?
I got mixed feelings with it. It's alright, but it's not like the best movie in the world.
It alright?
Yeah. I don't know. It's just like, I didn't really like the rabbit designs. They're super ugly. They don't look like rabbits to me.
I didn't like the weird noses they put on all the rabbits.
Put them pig noses.
They did have pig noses.
But I think that's a way to somewhat humanize them, because it's kind of a little bit on the plot.
Yeah, a little bit.
Somewhat human characteristics.
Yeah, you want to sympathize, though, with them. They're not bad rabbits, they're just doing what comes naturally.
Yeah. But it was like I was telling you earlier, this came out...
2005.
2005, and it was the same year as Corpse Bride, like literally same time. It was so weird.
They fought for the Oscar, and this won.
I would have liked Corpse Bride, to be honest. But I do like that movie a little bit better.
I will say, plot-wise, I think Corpse Bride has the more interesting plot and the more, like, interesting world. But yeah, so I can definitely say where you're coming from.
Wasn't Corpse Bride, like, Laika's first outing? Or was that something else?
I don't think that was Laika.
I wanna say they were attached to it somehow. I don't know.
I don't think so, because Laika has just Coraline, Paranorman, Box Trolls, and Kubo.
Sure, Henry Selick's not involved with this?
Oh, I think Henry Selick, I think so. No, produce, maybe not. I don't know. Oh, wait!
Yeah.
JK, everybody. Laika totally helped with this.
It's like,
Fuck
come
me,
on.
I guess.
Think I know what I'm talking about here?
Alright. It's not on the usual things they advertise, so I didn't think so, but alright then.
Yeah, well anyways, it was kind of weird, because this was like... It was before Coraline came out, but it was Tim Burton. And that's the weird thing, because you would expect Tim Burton would be over Aardman. But good on them. I'm happy that Aardman won.
Yeah, and I mean, this movie is a lot more wholesome than...
There's a lot of funny adult jokes in it that are kind of... There's a lot of puns, which is a reason why I like Wallace and Gromit too. Anti-pesto and different shit like that. One of my favorite jokes is the cop. He's like, I know what happened. It was a case of arson. Someone arson around. That's so very British.
See, that's the kind of joke that wouldn't work if it wasn't British.
Exactly. Love that so much.
Oh my god. Just like the weird, like, priest that's, like, running around town the whole movie.
Yeah, I did not like his design. But it's like a lot of charming shit, like the way they have their alarm system set up. It's like making fun of their eyes.
Yeah. He literally has just a room with a portrait of everybody in town that like has their service, and like their blinkers, their eyeballs, and it's kind of creepy when they first show it.
Yeah. And then it shows them putting it up.
Yeah.
It's just he screws the eyeballs on first and then does it.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. And I even like that they kind of show off the weird like Rube Goldberg shit, that the way that Wallace has his house set up. It's always interesting the new ways that they show it every time they have something new for him.
That's the best part. He's the adventure.
But yeah, so I this is the first time I'd seen this movie, because it only took me 15 years.
I want to say I saw it in theaters, but what was it? 'Cause this was such a weird time for movies. It was around the time where Charlie and the Chocolate Factory was coming out, and
yeah,
Corpse Bride.
Yeah, the mid 2000s was a weird time for kids movies.
Mars Needs Moms.
We don't talk about Mars Needs Moms. So yeah, this is my first time watching this movie, and yeah, I'm kind of middling on it, honestly. I thought it was cute. I mean, obviously, I like Wallace and Gromit. I think they're funny, and it's cool to see them like in a longer, more narrative-driven plot. But yeah, I don't know. It's very much a, it's a nice little cozy adventure. There's a mutant rabbit kind of Jekyll and Hyde thing going on. But kind of after watching it, I'm like, okay, I've seen it.
Isn't it Wallace?
What?
The were-rabbit is him?
Yeah, Wallace is that's the big mystery that's going on, because he thinks that through brainwashing one of the rabbits, he turned it into a monster rabbit, but it turns out because one of the rabbits got sucked into the brainwashing machine with him, that it made Wallace turn into the were-rabbit.
His name's Hutch.
Hutch. Needs much. So yeah, that's the whole thing, and Wallace gets a love interest. Lady what's her face?
Tim Burton's wife?
Yeah.
Tim Burton's ex-wife.
And then there's Voldemort, who's running around as a toupee-wearing hunter guy.
See, it's like, when I hear his voice, I thought it was Jeffrey Tambor. It sounds very much like him.
Now that you say that, yeah, kinda. I like Jeffrey Tambor, he's cool.
He's great, but those allegations, not so much.
Yeah, So yeah, there's a little love triangle subplot going on, and hunting the monster. In town hysteria, small town hysteria. I don't know. It's a cozy little movie. But I more would give praise to this movie from an artistic standpoint. Because like I was saying, I really like Aardman's stop motion stuff. Because you can see there's so much detail you can see, especially when they get close up on the models. That you can see all the bumps in the clay.
I've always wanted to go to those events because I've seen that pirate movie had an event where you could see. That's
another one I haven't seen. Man, there's a lot of Aardman stuff I gotta watch.
Well, have you watched Shaun the Sheep?
I haven't.
Well, there you go. There's another one.
They're making another one of those.
And there's also Flushed Away.
I think I've seen that. I don't remember or not. But, yeah.
It's not much to say about it. It's a good movie.
It's a good movie if you like Wallace and Gromit. Then yeah, there you go. It's an hour and a half of that. If anything, this made me want to go back and watch old Wallace and Gromit shorts.
As it should.
Yeah, and then it reminded me that Wallace's voice actor died like 3 months ago.
Well, I kind of reminded you of that too.
You did. I mean, I was also reminded when I was watching the movie, but then you reminded me again today. But yeah, he died at like 96, so I mean, he lived a full life.
We can only hope to be that lucky.
Yeah, and it just makes me wonder if they're gonna do further Wallace and Gromit stuff, if they'll try to find a sound-alike.
Man, that's weird. I don't know. Remember how good Eustace sounded?
Yeah, then they did that short, and they replaced him with Wallace Shawn.
Yeah. Not good.
Yeah,
I don't think Scrooge sounds all that great either. Even though it's Tennant.
I don't mind David Tennant as Scrooge, but then again, I never watched the old DuckTales, so I'm not as familiar with Alan Young as Scrooge.
It's one of those things where I know that Tennant is Scottish himself, but the accent he's doing sounds like a voice, a caricature. That's what I mean,
he's a cartoon duck.
Well, yeah, but
I don't know.
Young sounded a little more official.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, Wallace and Gromit is a good movie. It's good to just... I don't know. I think it's a good movie to put on as background if you're just looking for something goofy, but if you're more of a fan of stop motion, I think it's something to... If you haven't before, to sit down and check out. Just from... Because I think anytime someone makes a theatrical length stop motion
it deserves movie, to be checked out.
Yeah, like anything Laika puts out, and even if it's one of Aardman's lesser projects, like what I heard about the Early Man movie that came out earlier this year. That's a lot. The stop motion is a lot of work. So I mean, if anyone can make a full length movie with that technique, I think that deserves credit.
Early Man was like, "Okay, I'm sold, caveman. Oh, it's about soccer. I'm out."
Yeah, that was a weird twist, and they showed you in the trailer too.
Yeah.
At least they're upfront about it.
I think that's what killed it. I was down to see dinosaurs and cavemen and shit, and then, they ruined it with soccer.
Yeah, Well, Kyle, is there anything else you want to say about The Were-Rabbit?
Nah. I liked it.
It alright?
I think it's more than alright, but that's just me.
I mean, it won an Oscar.
Yeah.
So, obviously, it's good. Actually, I don't think an Oscar is a mark of quality anymore.
Nah.
Shape of Water won Best Picture last year, and that movie was weird.
Are you saying Shape of Water was not good?
I mean, I have no interest in watching it again. I watched it once, thought it was weird. I mean, it was interesting. I'll give it that.
You didn't want to see Fishman penis?
Not again.
They actually show it?
I don't think so. I don't remember. God. Maybe if they did, I probably blocked it from my mind.
There you go.
Alright, well, I can say I'm glad I finally saw this movie. I can check that off my list now.
Finally?
Yeah, right? Now I gotta go watch all the other Aardman movies I haven't watched.
I don't know, like, the pirate one I really liked.
Yeah, I heard that one was fun.
That one's, like, straight British, too. Flushed Away is kind of awful. I didn't like that one at all.
I feel like that was more DreamWorks influence.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Well, now they don't work with DreamWorks anymore, and it's probably for the best.
They don't?
I think they had a deal with DreamWorks, but after... I think after this movie, they broke the deal off. Or it fell through or something.
So who's doing Shaun the Sheep? Sony?
I think so. Who was doing Shaun the Sheep? Handy dandy internet. Shaun the Sheep movie. Who did Shaun the Sheep? Studio Canal.
That's a French studio.
Yeah. Yeah, who puts it out in America, though?
I want to say it was Sony. I don't know.
Probably. I don't know. Whatever. Farmageddon.
I love it.
That's what the sequel's called.
It's just them doing play on words. I fucking love it.
Yeah.
Puns are the best.
Yeah. Alright, so go watch it if you haven't, and if you have...
And then watch Corpse Bride.
Yeah,
because that was pretty fun, but we already reviewed that one.
Yeah, we did. I guess we did. Yeah, because didn't we do like a stop motion Halloween episode a while back?
I think so. We did
that was with first year.
We did that with Mr. Angry Man.
Yeah, you know.
We had scheduling issues.
Oh my god. Alright, well, so yeah, let us know in the comments what you thought of this movie, or, you know, what your opinion of Aardman in general is. Because I think they're cool. Keeping stop motion alive, them and Laika.
They are, right?
And the Robot Chicken guys. They're like the
Stupid
people keeping
Buddy.
stop. Yeah, there you go.
I wonder why they changed from Stupid Monkey to Stupid Buddy, or if that's two separate studios.
I don't know.
Because Buddy Thunderstruck, it's Buddy, not Monkey.
Why don't they make another season of that?
I wish. I mean, Big Mouth's already on season 2.
It's true, I haven't watched that yet.
You know, I was watching second season today, and it's not that bad. It's alright. It's not bad, but it's not good either.
Well, you know. Alright, everybody, we're gonna get out of here and get out of your hair and stop rambling, so... thanks everyone for listening, and yeah, we'll catch you next week.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Ink and Paint Club podcast. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you can catch a new episode every week. Also be sure to follow us on our Facebook and Twitter so you can keep up with the show. Links are in the description. We'll see you next week.